What's up, my brothers and my sisters from another mister? So today we're going to do a comic book review of Spawn, issue number 19. This is where Spawn meets the mysterious Houdini and unleashes epic powers to take down street gangs and demons. Brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. So we begin this issue with a news article talking about Houdini's astounding capacity and ability to escape 10 handcuffs, and concerned police are all attentive about it. So he makes his escape, but on this other side of the panel, in a bunker underneath Nagasaki, Japan, August 1945, these men of influence from religion, business, and the military focus their energies to gain aid from the army of a different emperor, one of darkness. These demons use that smoke from that flame as a portal to seep through. Then this huge explosion atomic weapon happens. That ignition created a portal allowing demons through to the Earth realm. Now, somewhere in the Soviet Union several years ago, Al Simmons is looking to assassinate Yosef Volokov, and if I butchered his name, that's a Russian name. I don't speak Russian. The only Russian I speak is White Russian. Anyway, so as Al Simmons is about to pull the trigger and assassinate, he gets bombarded with all these bullets and he has to go on the run. Move that he does. He ducks and dodges, goes through the door, he's inside the door, then he gets met point blank. This gun is about to pull the trigger. In the Bowery, New York City, 5:10 in the morning, Spawn wakes up and he's like, that was a nightmare. And he looks at the shopping cart like, yo, man, that wasn't there when I went to sleep. And before he can finish the word sleep, an explosion happens and he's pissed in flames and he tells the bomber, "Your meat." And then magically this guy in a tuxedo appears and the bomber's running away like, oh god. And as Spawn's about to go to work on this bro, Houdini is like, yo, we need to talk, Hell Spawn. And Spawn's like, I can't let him get away. He blew me up. Don't worry about it. I snagged his wallet and we can find him later. For now, we have more pressing matters to discuss. Now, in this panel right here, we get an idea of who the bomber is. I mean, he's 20 years old, has his own apartment downtown, but he still brings his dirty socks home to mama. I guess they're trying to indicate how cray-cray this guy is. Now, this guy has no respect, nothing. And all these guys at this deli or at the smoke shop say to one another, when I was his age, I stayed around and supported my mother and the family. At least that kid has a good job in electronics. Yosef gets up and puts his hat on and says, speaking of jobs, I better get going to the airport. An old friend called to say that he's coming in and he has luggage that needs special care. So at the airport, Andrei Zelenko, he left his Ukrainian homeland and he brings his luggage, and you could tell there's some dangerous stuff in that luggage with his Ukrainian henchman, and there goes our boy Yosef helping out, and he knows something's about to go down. Now they plan on using his nuclear luggage for something, but now that we get a sticker that it was inspected by United States Customs, how did they let this pass by? Maybe atomic weapons were not really a thing, or maybe the US Customs was in on it, but no matter what, something's about to go down. So at Columbia University, it's a late on Saturday evening, the second day of the East-West Atomic Warfare Science and Applications Conference. Several speakers from the Eastern Bloc decide to sample the real America. And what they decide to do is they go to the Gentleman's Club, up in the club, to get some club and some hub, so to speak. So they start bragging about their science and their intellect bravado. And one guy's like, it's such a shame that our science will never be put to practical use. And the other guy's like, yes, ours is a dying profession. What good is it to know how to destroy the earth if we never get a chance to use it? And now these guys, these KGB spies in suits, go up behind them and they keep talking like as if they're not there. So another atomic scientist says, any spy worth his mettle would love our fusion data. And this last guy is like, did any of you meet Kadav's envoy? Now there's a man who can make all of us very wealthy. So one of the KGB convoys goes to the payphone and tells her, this is Misha, get me station chief Ivanov. Yosef, notice you're right. All that loud and crazy talk we're doing got one of our KGB shadows out of the way, and now the others are distracted. Let's head for the exit. Let's go. They all just go out of there. And this guy gets scolded like, you try to nab me, you idiot. You take your eyes off of them for 1 second and you mess it all up. So Yosef tells him, I'll see you guys back at the conference tomorrow. But there's more bars to visit. Where are you gonna go? Oh, don't worry about that. Elsewhere, this place is known as the Overlap. It is a reality that intersects all planes of existence. It is the birthplace of what is called magic. There are no spiritual or physical laws here. Reality is elastic here. Now, the realm is inhabited by powerful beings from a million worlds away, and each denizen, each world has his, her, or its own priorities and assignments. The overlap is primarily a place of discovery and experimentation, a laboratory without bounds. Now, one such group is in the meeting now to discuss their current foray in the human spiritual space and the physics of hell. And this guy, in the overlap, tells the people in the meeting that he's been keeping an eye on the Earthians and their atomic fetishes, and they haven't all killed each other yet, so I've managed to push things in a direction that'll give us some answers soon. Our last survey, where a hell creature was blown up, was a bust, but that's okay though. We weren't prepared for that event the way we are now. This time, I plugged a thought program into a scientist there. He'll detonate an atom bomb at the preset time. A demon, the latest hell spawn, will be near ground zero. I placed the agent there to make sure that the creature's in place, and we know the strength of the blast, so we've taken viewing precautions because of that strength of blast. And the best part is, Houdini is the agent on the scene, so we're ready to go. And this other demon's like, I trust that pest will verify the nature of the hell creature's powers and temperament first before the explosion goes off, and that will be useful information. Houdini's using one of our portal devices. I told him it's more efficient at transport than meditation, or whatever his usual methods are. So we got to make sure we get this right. He will not have time to adjust to his normal mode of transfer, and we will perish, so he cannot mess this up. So right now in Little Ukraine at midnight, Yosef comes across the bomber and he asks the bomber about Andrei Slenko. So the bomber just tells him he's in room 301, but the old man is probably passed out by now. And we see the bomber getting to work on his latest bomb, making a phone call to his friend, talking about, yo man, I blew up the alleyway and the guy chased me when he was all shooting flames. And his friend is like, yo bro, I bet you wet your pants. Like, not even bro, not even. But you know what? Tonight, I'm gonna blow up that alleyway and I'm gonna bring the heat on this one. So now Houdini and Spawn, this is the more interesting part of the comic right here. Spawn can't believe he's actually talking to Houdini because he's dead, and Houdini's like, aren't you dead? Well, it's kind of hard to believe at this point, so I don't know if I'm really talking to Houdini. And so Houdini's like, well, which part is hard to believe? That I'm a dimension traveling hyper image 10,000 times more powerful than my stage act led on to be? Or that you're invulnerable, ultra stone, horrible puppet of hell? And Spawn's like, both, I guess. So now Houdini knows good. I've tweaked his interest, or at least his curiosity at that point. So Houdini tells him, however, I didn't come here to discuss our, conditions. I'm here to speak with you about you, Hellspawn, about you and your powers. And Spawn's like, well, what do you know about my powers? You're just an escape artist. Oh no, au contraire, my friend. I'm way more than an escape artist. Are you aware how many years I spent non-magical, grueling years learning to be just an escape artist? As it turns out, those levels of concentration led to my accidental extra-dimensional discoveries. Like, for instance, I know magic, real magic, and he disappears, and he reappears right in another side of Spawn. So what did you see? An illusion? A smoke pellet? Teleportation? Does it matter? That was magic. That I moved from point A to point B in a non-mundane manner. It was the result, not the method, that mattered. Even though he has assistance from those demons in the overlap, but he's really working Spawn right now. And he tells Spawn, magic is about perception and the will's ability to alter that perception using energies. Magic is like telling a lie so convincing that even the universe believes you. And you, my friend, are a creature of magic, albeit of finite power. However, you need to exhaust your powers. That symbiotic costume can do much more work for you without you using your powers. For example, good God, look behind you, Spawn. And his chain links go behind and react. And Houdini tells him the point. You see, with only a thought, your suit attacks for you. It expends its energy, not yours. Then Houdini pulls out a bomb. Now, in the case of a bomb, your suit reacts to the threat and acted to keep you from harm without your conscious direction. Your energy is not used at all. And there's more, says Houdini. Your most important power as a creature of sorcery is manifestation. With a clear head and a strong will, you can cause your costume to make just about anything provided you understand its essence. For example, think of something small like a marble. You know what it feels like, it looks like, and all. Activate your costume, reach out, the molecules are float free, grab them, think of the marble, and go on. And Spawn's like, okay, a marble. And he makes a marble statue. And Houdini's like, well, pretty close, we'll try again, but I was thinking of something small like a marble, but you made a marble statue. Then these gangs, these thugs come in like, looky here, fellas, we got ourselves a regular circus on the roof. Brains, Divvy, you and me, we take the rich guy in the tux. Link, take the geek. Yeah, you said it, Smokey. And Spawn's like, yeah, come on, get me. Link? Okay, you gonna link this chain up right here. Link, meet my chains. And Spawn goes to work on Link. And Brains, Demi, and Smokey Houdini's like, well, let your name speak your fate. And Brains, we see Brains. And Smoke, we see Smoke. And Spawn's like, what the hell came over you? You mutilated those kids. Nothing of the sort, says Houdini. It was a visible illusion based on their ludicrous nicknames. They'll snap out of it soon. Whereas you, my friend, you were positively more brutal because of your powers. And Spawn's like, yeah, my powers. How is it that everyone else I meet knows so much about me and I don't know squat? And Houdini tells him, well, you know more about yourself if you try something new every now and again. Your abilities are vast, yet you're still thinking like a mortal. So Spawn's like, and you, what are you then, Hotshot? And Houdini at this point thinks, I've got him. Unlike you, I'm just human. When and where I come from, I play the escape artist. Part of my time, though, is spent in the heart of magic, the overlap, where I'm a prankster and annoyance for you. I'm the ticket to knowledge. And speaking of tickets, I'm taking you to a show beyond your wildest dreams. But here's your tickets. Be less conspicuous. Put these on and tone that costume down, alright? And at that moment, 3 stories below, the bomber is going to work again. So another explosion happens below. And Spawn realizes before he gets in the car with his old chaperone and looking like a limo driver at that point, he sees that kid. He's like, oh no, I'm gonna nail that punk to the wall with his own bones. I'm gonna. And Houdini says, just drive, bro. But we'll see what happens with this bomber at this point. Now, meanwhile, in Queens, New York, the home of Spawn's widow, Wanda Blake, her husband Terry Fitzgerald, and her daughter Cyan, it's a blissful Sunday morning. It's just 5 minutes past 5, and Terry gets a phone call, and he gets a call from from someone high up. So this person over the phone tells Terry that these people smuggled an atomic device and customs at JFK aren't all that they could be, and they let this one slip by. So we need you out in the field. And Terry's like, yo, man, I'm not a field person. My job is to read Russian, not speak Russian. It doesn't matter. We need you on this one. So Wanda wakes up. She's asking what's going on. And Terry's like, it's a new schedule thing, honey. So I got to do so. I got to be in the field. And then Wanda's like, did he say atomic device? And that is the end of this review of Spawn issue number 19. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below. Let me know. As of right now, this issue has piqued my interest. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this story arc ends. With all that being said, link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or some of our Rated Comics exclusives to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. Lastly, this review is sponsored by coffee, so if you'd like to buy your boy a cup of coffee, link in description. But the greatest compliment you guys could do is by liking this video and subscribing to Rated Comics YouTube channel. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.